Good evening, everybody. Tonight is Tuesday. Just got back from work, and we're going to tear this down. Something happened inside here in the gearing. I was running it, and my crazy dog grabbed a hold of one of the tires, and something popped. I'm thinking it might be the pinion gear. I think the pinion came undone. What did I do with the other extra one? Anyway, I think the pinion came undone. So, take it apart, take a look at it, and see what's going on. I really haven't done anything to it. The last video I posted on it was the last time that this was run. And there's a couple questions popped up on the comments from Jono, I think it is how it's pronounced, about how I did everything here. But we'll start with the battery. This is the 3S. 2200 milliamp hours. It will give me about a 12-minute run. And you can see it fits nicely in here. Just get a little bit of foam to protect it, but it fits in here pretty good. It's almost like it was made for it, huh? These are the ones that my son runs, and these are a 2S. They're 1000 milliamp, 25C, and this is a 35C. I use this for my 7-inch quadcopter as well, and this one's for my little 5-inch quad. But about 10-12 minutes for both packs. One of my subscribers mentioned that he broke something up front here for his servo, and I'm not sure what he snapped, but the servo's up here. And this whole bumper assembly slides out. I won't be taking that apart tonight, but I will in a future video. The servo can be replaced. The one that's in here, you have to, of course, take it out, but you have to rig it up a little bit, but you can get servos. I have the measurements for it written down somewhere. I'll try to find them. But they do make servos the same size. You'd have to change the linkage. You can't use the regular linkage that's on here. You'd have to completely custom make your own linkage, which with all the parts that's available, that's not a problem. It will give you more torque if you go up to an actual real servo. This is a real servo in here, but if you put an aftermarket servo in here, you will have a lot better torque. It will be quicker too. I've noticed that it turns quite slowly. But you're asking about what's inside, what I've used. Some of my videos that I've posted already go over what I've purchased for it. And I'll actually, it really doesn't go too far into detail. But that's what we'll do tonight. Tear this all down. Tear the back out anyway, and see what has happened to it. I kind of got sidetracked a little bit because I really didn't. When that happened, I was kind of bummed out, and I kind of put it off to the side because I wanted to get all the rest of the parts in. I have the suspension for it, but I want to redo these. The suspension I have is 70 millimeters, and these are 65 or 63. So I want to raise up the the suspension mounts, and I just don't know how to do that yet. I'm going to machine, probably going to machine a aluminum block that that's raised. Here's the antenna tube. I just have it hot glued in there. Used the original hole for the wire antenna, and just shoved this down. This antenna tube I got off, just had laying around from my quadcopter builds. Let's see if I can do this without dropping. But one of the main reasons why I've kind of put this off to the side was I want to get everything, like I said, I want to get everything in, get this all figured out. Tires, I am having a heck of a time trying to find wheels for this. They are an 8mm hex drive. Everything I'm finding is either a 12 or a 17. I did find ones today that were an 8, but they were, what were they? They were, I think they were 1.25 inches wide and like 2.5 tall, and these are 4. The diameter of these tires are 4 by 2 3/4. While I had this out here for this battery, that will fit in there quite nicely. That's about 4 1/4, 1 inch by just a little over 1 1/4. But I've had very good luck with these batteries. Real good luck with them, and pretty good price too. So this is what I got in here. This is what I've used. The FlySky FS-A3. It is a 3-channel receiver. So for your servo, the ESC, and the 3rd channel I have used, I don't have it, I'm just using the power off of them. It is for my fan, which is, I put this on, this did not come, the ESC did not come with a fan. I had these fans laying around. And then for this fan as well, this one did come with a fan, that heatsink. But you just need a little, I think I paid like $35, somewhere around there, for the controller. And this is just a 2-channel controller. That's all it is. It is like $35. Throttle trims, steering trims, and steering direction. You can reverse your throttle, you can reverse your steering, but it's just a simple little 2-channel. And this is a FlySky as well. I'll include the links for everything on this video down in the description. But I have an FS GT2E, and I've used this product for other, oh look at that, that's kind of slides off, huh? I've used this this company for other things as well. All my quads FlySky. They all have FlySky receivers, and I have a 12-channel transmitter for all of them. And what's nice is I can bind this to my other remotes. The ESC is just a little generic one I picked up. I think I paid like, I don't know, maybe 12, 15 bucks. It's a 60 amp ESC. There is, what's nice, there's an on-off switch for it. I don't know if you can see this or not, but there are these little pins in here. You bridge the pins together. see if I can find a pointer. These two pins get bridged for LiPo batteries. Pull that out and bridge to this side for nickel hydrate, which I'm not running, which I thought, no, I think I want to try that. There's another set of jumpers up top here, and there's 3 of them up here, and if you leave them completely unbridged the way I have it now, when you move the trigger on your remote, you have forward and reverse. And that's all it is. If you bridge the right 2 pins, you have a forward, and then when you let go and put in reverse, it's a brake. You have no reverse. So you have forward or brake. If you bridge the far left 2, you have a forward, a brake, and a reverse. And the way that works, it was kind of a little tricky at first. I wasn't sure what was going on. But the way it works is you're driving forward, you let off the throttle, and when you push forward to go into reverse, it will brake first. Once it's done braking, you have to let go and then put it in, push forward on it again. And so you have to, in order to go in reverse, you have to hit the throttle, push the throttle forward twice. And that's how that works. I just have it in forward and reverse. Now, one thing you need to do in order to convert this is you're going to need to make the servo, if you use the original servo in here, you are going to need to switch it from a 5-wire to a 3-wire. This is all 3 wires. This is the original board that was in here. I think it went maybe it went this way. No. It went like that. The motor wires were soldered right here. And this is the plug for the servo. Now this is how I got this servo to work. To go from a 5-wire to a 3-wire. You're going to need to get yourself one of these. And I took this out of a servo. I just used a little 9-gram. They're just, these are gosh, you can get, I think 10 of them for like $10. They're about $1 a piece. And I use these in all my, most of my airplanes. But it's just a little micro servo, a little 9-gram micro servo. And you can see right there's the board. Now this board, there, that's a little bit better so you don't see the glare. This board looks a little bit different. This came out of one of these, but this is an updated version. But it's the same thing. You need to get your hands on one of these boards. And I just, like I said, I just took it right out. Just took it right out here and used that. And what you want to do is you're going to see, this is the important part. This will take the signal, the digital signal, from the new receiver and convert it to use this 5-wire servo. And it's going to be a little tricky. This goes to the receiver. This is for the servo. And then this is the power for the servo. This goes to the actual motor, the servo itself. I don't have one taken apart. I have another RC that I did that to, and that's what this came out of. But you're going to find one of these inside the servo. It's a variable resistor is what it is. It's a potentiometer. And you're going to need to match. You have to have this completely apart, and you're going to need to match up the output of these with these wires. Of course, the center is going to be in the center, but you'll need to see how this is mounted in your servo, if it's this way or if it's this way. When you take this 9-gram servo apart, you can see it's right there, that green one, that little green, that's it right there. So you'll need to remove that, and then, which, no, this is out of a different one. Line, what did I do with it? Here it is. Line up these wires with the wires that are in here. And if you need help, just shoot me a message, comment, and just get a hold of me, and I'll help you through it. It's very, very simple. It's a 50-50 chance anyway, as long as you get the center one in there. So. What else do we look at in here? That's about it for what I've used. I'm quite interested in what you broke up here, where the servo is just flopping around. Did you crack this? Let me know. Well, take this apart and see what it looks like inside. This is the original motor, by the way. This is what you have in yours. This is a 540. I think this is a 27 turn. Or 26 turn. It says, if you look this number up, the RS540SH, I think it's a 27 turn. I might be wrong. It might be a 24. But yeah, this motor is burned up. Hear that? You're not going to be able to get this off. You can probably heat it up, but the best thing to do is just buy a new one. You're probably going to have to buy a new one anyway if you get the motor I recommend, or if you get a motor that you like. So you'll definitely need, and this is a 10 tooth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's a 10 tooth pinion. And Mad Cat, I think, Mad Hat or Red Cat. You'd have to check my I have to check my other video to see what it the name of the company that I got it from. I got all this stuff off Amazon. I'm not really sure what I did with the extra gear. You'll definitely need a very, very small Allen wrench. Maybe this is one I need. Maybe they're the same size. I don't know. Oh. There it is. I can tell you how small those little things are. I just lost it. There it is. So this, I think that's 0.3 millimeter or 3 millimeters or something. It'll be in the description. I'm thinking this might be slipping. I think this is slipping on the motor. There is a flat spot on the motor for this to go into, but I'll show you. I'm really on the edge, and I think that's what slipped. I'm going to show you something when you go to put this back together. This is for the four-wheel drive. This is the drive shaft right here. When you put this back together, put the front in first. Put the front assembly together, and you want to put the front drive. You want to put the drive shaft in front first, and that way, when you close it, you can close it down like a hinge. This is a little tricky to get in. All it is a slot with a spring, and it goes in just like that. That's the only thing that's holding it in there. But it's tricky. You have to make sure it's lined up. But if you use this here and act like a hinge, and then twist back and forth, you should be able to get it in no problem. You can see better when you do it that way. Now what you do is you put the drive shaft in, and once it's in, you put this on, and you can just kind of go in like a hinge, and you can see it down there on the bottom. It's a little hard to see on camera, but I can see it, and you'll see what I mean. Okay, what I thought happened has happened. The lock nut has come undone. So that's good. What I'm going to do is I'm going to thread lock that. But it came undone. That's good. This is the differential. Take these little screws out, and then you'll see the differentials inside of it. Here's the main gear. And the bushings for it. And see, there's the that's where the drive shaft goes into for the front. And see, that's all it is. And it's got a spring coiled around. It's just, they cut a slit in the bar. It's got a spring wrapped around it. I ran this on 3S for a little while. I definitely need to get more grease in here. One thing about this, you might want to look into something, a different pinion. Because in order for this, I might actually flip it around. But It's just pretty close up here in order for it when it meshes. Is it about right there? I might flip it around to see if that's a little bit better. I'm gonna keep it. Now the motor is not going to come out, of course. The motor is an Apex 45 turn. You can replace the brushes. You can adjust the timing on it, which I'm not really going to get into all that because, oh, look at that. Oh, crushed those wires there, didn't I? I'll have to keep that in mind when I close it back up. You have to solder the wires on. But if there's a problem with these brushes, you can replace them. But my gosh, as cheap as these motors are now, you'd probably spend more on replacing the brushes than you could just go out and get a new one. But the heatsink seems to be working okay. You will, as I mentioned in one of my videos, you will need to have this mounted side, depending on how you have your motor. You'll have to watch your placement, because it does it interferes. It gets interference from the magnets, but it is an Apex 45 turn DC brushed motor, and I went with the 45 turn. I thought I got a 50 or 55, but I ended up getting a 45, and I think that speed and torque is well balanced. Remember, the more turns you have, if you don't know this, it's the more turns you have, the more torque you have. The fewer turns, the less torque, but more speed. And with this being four-wheel drive and spinning these monster tires, and being as old as it is, I wanted some torque. So I went with a 45. Thought it was a 50 or 55, but it ended up being a 45. And that's about it. So it's a good thing this isn't shot. That's good. I'll have to thread lock that, get some more grease in here, get it back assembled, figure out what I want to do with these so I can get my suspension on. Get it finally painted and be done with it, I guess. My next biggest project is the power wheels, of course. I have a video up showing it briefly. I did some recordings of it the other day, tearing it down. I had to edit everything, and yeah, I think my son will enjoy that. He was quite happy when I brought that home. I told him it's going to be a little bit till we get together, but for now we'll get this back up and running for him. He really enjoyed it. And I'll get this back together, get the 3S, and do some video of it with the 3S. Like the video, subscribe, hit the notification bell, comment down below if you have any questions, want to see anything else with this. I'm real curious. I really want to know what you find, what you did up here. I might be able to, step you through on how to figure out how to fix it. And if I come across any other way of doing servos, I'll definitely let you know. And if I come across any tires, I'll let you know. But till then, have a good night.